NHL Scramble 2023-2024 season simulation and offseason. In this episode of NHL Scramble, I simulate the 2023-2024 season and make some major offseason moves. The changes made in the 2023 offseason will have a major effect on the 2023-2024 season. In first place in the Atlantic Division are the Toronto Maple Leafs, followed by the Ottawa Senators and the Buffalo Sabres. In first place in the Metro Division are the Carolina Hurricanes, followed by the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Islanders. The New Jersey Devils hold the first wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference, and the Boston Bruins hold the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Eastern Conference are the Detroit Red Wings, New York Rangers, Montreal Canadiens, Columbus Blue Jackets, Washington Capitals, Philadelphia Flyers, Florida Panthers, and Tampa Bay Lightning. In first place in the Central Division are the Minnesota Wild, followed by the Colorado Avalanche and Winnipeg Jets. In first place in the Pacific Division are the Arizona Coyotes, followed by Seattle and the Anaheim Ducks. The LA Kings hold the first wildcard spot in the Western Conference, and the Calgary Flames hold the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Missing out on the playoffs in the Western Conference are the Vegas Golden Knights, St. Louis Blues, Nashville Predators, Dallas Stars, Chicago Blackhawks, San Jose Sharks, Edmonton Oilers, and Vancouver Canucks. The Minnesota Wild win the Stanley Cup in 6 games over the Carolina Hurricanes. Retirements: Ryan Getzlaf, Blake Wheeler, Patrice Bergeron, Joe Pavelski, David Krejci, Jeff Carter, Yaroslav Halak, Nick Foligno, Tuukka Rask, Nicholas Jarmelson, Artem Anisimov, Tyler Bozak, Derek Stepan, James Neal, Anton Strawman, Matt Niskanen, and Matthew Perreault. Dallas Stars buy out James Van Riemsdyk. Nashville Predators buy out Tyler Johnson. New York Rangers buy out Jeff Skinner. Seattle buys out Kyle Turris and Brandon Tanev, and the St. Louis Blues buy out Kevin Hayes. One major trade is made before the draft. Carolina Hurricanes trade Philip Myers, Alex Chernak, and a first-round pick in 2024 to the Vancouver Canucks for Barrett Hayton, Jake Evans, and a second-round pick in 2025. For the balance of the league, every team has to give up one key player and make them eligible for a scramble draft. The draft order is based on the standings from the 2023-2024 season. 2024 Scramble Draft. Vancouver Canucks draft Toivo Teravainen. Tampa Bay Lightning draft Kevin Fiala. Florida Panthers draft Shane Gostisbehere. Edmonton Oilers draft William Nylander. Philadelphia Flyers draft Matt Dumba. Washington Capitals draft Sam Reinhart. San Jose Sharks draft Jacob Trouba. Columbus Blue Jackets draft Torrey Krug. Montreal Canadiens draft Jake Guentzel. Chicago Blackhawks draft Brock Besser. Dallas Stars draft Evgeny Dadonov. Nashville Predators draft Oscar Klefbom. St. Louis Blues draft Sammy Vatanen. New York Rangers draft Jaden Schwartz. Vegas Golden Knights draft TJ Brody. Detroit Red Wings draft JT Miller. Calgary Flames draft Max Pacioretty. Boston Bruins draft Nick Suzuki. New Jersey Devils draft Kaprizov Kaprizov. LA Kings draft Jared Spurgeon. Buffalo Sabres draft Jacob Voracek. New York Islanders draft Robert Thomas. Anaheim Ducks draft Mike Hoffman. Winnipeg Jets draft Anthony Mantha. Seattle Kraken draft Brock Nelson. Ottawa Senators draft Adam Larson. Pittsburgh Penguins draft Dominic Kubalik. Colorado Avalanche draft Cam Atkinson. Toronto Maple Leafs draft Andre Palat. Arizona Coyotes draft Tyler Bertuzzi. Carolina Hurricanes draft Eric Brandstrom. And the Minnesota Wild draft Brandon Saad. Teams will also get to draft from a pool of prospects that are combined with a prospect from every NHL team and prospects not picked in the 2020 draft. 2024 Prospect Draft. Edmonton Oilers draft Justus Anonen. Washington Capitals draft Brendan Othman. San Jose Sharks draft Kalen Addison. Columbus Blue Jackets draft Nils Hoglander. Montreal Canadiens draft Brendan Brisson. Chicago Blackhawks draft Ryan O'Rourke. Dallas Stars draft Bodie Wild. Nashville Predators draft William Villanueva. St. Louis Blues draft Ozzy Weisblatt. New York Rangers draft Nicholas Robertson. Detroit Red Wings draft Jake Neighbors. Calgary Flames draft Jack Thompson. New Jersey Devils draft Ty Smilanic. LA Kings draft Tyler Clavin. Buffalo Sabres draft Kasper Samantable. New York Islanders draft Victor Berglund. Ottawa Senators draft Arthur Aktemov. And the Winnipeg Jets draft Jan Mysak. Seattle Kraken draft Lucas Cormier. Florida Panthers draft Ridley Gregg. Pittsburgh Penguins draft Jean-Luc Foudy. Colorado Avalanche draft Lucas Reichel. And the Minnesota Wild draft Luke Evangelista. Philadelphia Flyers draft Marut Kustundinov and Nathan Legare in the 2024 Prospect Draft. Tampa Bay Lightning draft Lucas Dostal and Jan Kuznetsov in the 2024 Prospect Draft. Vegas Golden Knights draft Ty Forrester and William Dufour in the 2024 Prospect Draft. Vancouver Canucks draft Liam Dower-Nelson and Topi Namela in the 2024 prospect draft. In the offseason, many trades are made. Anaheim Ducks trade Darnell Nurse and Carl Hagelin to the New York Rangers for Vince Dunn and Isaac Lundestrom. Arizona Coyotes trade Oliver Ekman-Larsson to the LA Kings for Connor Garland, Ty Cleveland, a first-round pick in 2026, and a first-round pick in 2027. Buffalo Sabres trade Tyler Seguin and Dmitry Orlov to the Vancouver Canucks for Ricard Raquel, Cam Fowler, and a first-round pick in 2026. Buffalo Sabres also trade Rasmus Ristolainen, Anthony Duclair, and a first-round pick in 2025 to the San Jose Sharks for Grigory Denisenko and Hunter Razistowicz. Buffalo Sabres will also trade Nikita Gusev, Lucas Carlson, and a second-round pick in 2026 to the Calgary Flames for Kyle Palmieri. Carolina Hurricanes acquire Victor Hedman and Casey Mittelstadt from the San Jose Sharks for Elias Lindholm, Anthony Cirelli, Jake Bean, and a first-round pick in 2026. Carolina Hurricanes also trade Rope Hintz to the Colorado Avalanche for Lucas Reichel and a third-round pick in 2026. Chicago Blackhawks trade Ian Mitchell, Andre Kasse, and a second-round pick in 2025 to the New Jersey Devils for Charlie Coyle. Florida Panthers acquire Andrew Peeke from the New Jersey Devils for Brady Keeper and a second-round pick in 2025. Florida Panthers also trade Owen Tippett and Nikolai Prokhorkin to the Minnesota Wild for Riley Tufte and a second-round pick in 2026. Minnesota Wild also trade Philip Deneau, Alexander Kovanov, Jesper Boquist, and a first-round pick in 2025 to the Anaheim Ducks for Cruz Lucius and Mikael Granlund. Minnesota Wild trade Philip Grubauer, Jake DeBrusk, and Elmeri Laxo to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Jacob Chichurin, Daniil Tarasov, and Niels Hoglander. Minnesota Wild will also trade Michael Lastarza, Brandon Saad, and Otto Stenberg to the Edmonton Oilers for Philip Zadina and Alexander Texier. Nashville Predators trade Mitch Marner to the Calgary Flames for Dawson Mercer, Oscar Molnar, and a first-round pick in 2025. Toronto Maple Leafs trade Max Domi, Travis Konechny, and a second-round pick in 2025 to the Nashville Predators for Jack Devine, J.G. Pajot, and Davon Taves. New York Islanders trade Matt Duchene to the St. Louis Blues for William Karlsson, Cal Peterson, and a first-round pick in 2026. New Jersey Devils trade Oli Mata and Dominic Cahoon to the Winnipeg Jets for Ben Sherratt and Jesper Bratt. New Jersey Devils also trade Nick Schmaltz to the Minnesota Wild for Max Jones and a first-round pick in 2026. New Jersey Devils trade Sam Girard and Alex Formenton to the Detroit Red Wings for Emil Andre and Dominic Peter. LA Kings trade Jared Spurgeon to the LA Kings for Axel Sandin Pellikka, Benoit Olivier Groulx, and a second-round pick in 2026. Ottawa Senators trade Evgeny Kravtsov, Alex Newhook, and Evander Kane to the Seattle Kraken for Phil Kessel and Gabriel Velarde. Ottawa Senators trade Jake Gardner and Sam Bennett to the Buffalo Sabres for Nikolai Nizov and a second-round pick in 2026. St. Louis Blues trade Ozzy Weisblatt and Igor Zumala to the Tampa Bay Lightning for Dan DeKaiser and Kasperi Kapanen. St. Louis Blues also trade Tyler Johnson to the New York Rangers for Isaac Rosen. Tampa Bay Lightning trade Ryan Johansson and Jake Muzzin to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Vincent Trocheck, Ryan McDonough, Noah Berger, and a first-round pick in 2026. Tampa Bay Lightning also trade Morgan Frost and Andreas Athanasiou to the Ottawa Senators for Gabriel Velarde and Braden Tracy. Vancouver Canucks trade Chris Letang to the New York Islanders for Tony DeAngelo, Oliver Wahlstrom, and a first-round pick in 2025. Vancouver Canucks also trade Dmitry Orlov to the Boston Bruins for Ty Smith. Vancouver Canucks trade Phil Myers, Xavier Bourgault, and Pavel Buchnevich to the New Jersey Devils for Morgan Geekie, Joey Anderson, and a first-round pick in 2026. Vegas Golden Knights trade Victor Arvidsson, Martin Jones, and Cole Caulfield to the Florida Panthers for Chris Kreider, Ilya Samsonov, Shane Gostisbehere, and a first-round pick in 2026. Washington Capitals trade Nino Niederreiter and Jonathan Drouin to the Philadelphia Flyers for Josh Norris, Nathan Legare, and a first-round pick in 2025. Some other trades around the NHL: Anaheim Ducks acquire Jamie Oleksiak from the New Jersey Devils for a sixth-round pick in 2025. Arizona Coyotes trade Jacob Larson to the Florida Panthers for a fourth-round pick in 2025. Dallas Stars acquire Phil Myers from the New Jersey Devils for a second-round pick in 2025. Edmonton Oilers acquire Robert Haig from the Minnesota Wild for a 4th-round pick in 2025. San Jose Sharks trade Anthony Duclair to the New York Rangers for a 3rd-round pick in 2025. Tampa Bay Lightning trade Connor Corcoran to the New York Islanders for a 3rd-round pick in 2025. LA Kings trade Jordan Eberle to the New York Islanders for a 2nd-round pick in 2025 and a 2nd-round pick in 2026. Anaheim Ducks trade Mikael Granlund to the Winnipeg Jets for a 2nd-round pick in 2026 and a 3rd-round pick in 2027. 2024 free agent signings. Anaheim Ducks signed Jacob Silfverberg, Timothy Liljegren, and Connor Sheary. Boston Bruins signed James Van Riemsdyk, Kevin Hayes, Arturi Lehkonen, and Matt Roy. Calgary Flames signed Linus Ullmark and Barclay Goodrow. Minnesota Wild signed Robert Haig and Nikolai Godolbin. Montreal Canadiens signed Craig Smith and Kyle Turris. New Jersey Devils signed Colin Wilson, Derek Brassard, and Andrew Peeke. Pittsburgh Penguins signed Josh Bailey and Austin Wagner. Seattle Kraken signed Brady Shea, Tyler Myers, Adam Gaudette, and Ryan Hartman. San Jose Sharks signed Radek Faksa and Michael Grabner. St. Louis Blues signed Darcy Kemper and Eric Gustafson. Toronto Maple Leafs signed Gustav Nyquist and Brandon Tanev. Buffalo Sabres signed Casey DeSmith. Carolina Hurricanes signed Justin Schultz. Chicago Blackhawks signed Zach Whitecloud. Columbus Blue Jackets signed Chris Tanev. Dallas Stars signed Robbie Fabry. Detroit Red Wings signed Jared McCann. LA Kings signed Alex Goligoski. Florida Panthers signed Robert Bortuzzo. New York Islanders signed Jacob Markstrom. Ottawa Senators signed Nick Cousins. Tampa Bay Lightning signed Jeff Skinner. Vancouver Canucks signed Troy Terry. Washington Capitals signed Mikael Backlund. And the Winnipeg Jets signed Robin Lehner. Players not on this list of free agents are re-signed by their current teams. All RFAs are re-signed by their current teams. The changes made in the 2024 offseason will have a major impact on the next simulation, which is of the 2024-2025 season and offseason.